see, babe, looking wild and looking tired and looking for me. Oh, right. Hey, but I said it ain't gonna happen. East West.
Hey, I'm back again. Look, hey, I'm back again with another one. With another one, people. My people. Can I say that? I'm back again with another one, my people. So, as I was checking out my video to listen feedback to hear what was happening, I see some stuff going on, you know, and that's how I end up wanting to do a YouTube channel anyway, because I'm a professional YouTube watcher. I watch a lot of YouTube channels and stuff. And I said, I can't just sit around and be no watcher. You know what I'm saying? I got to be a doer. So I am back again. Um, the Sega continues part 3. Rodney Hinton Jr. I covered this earlier when it first happened. You can go back. I can't tell you what days and stuff, but you will see in the title Rodney Hinton Jr. He is a grieving father who lost his son in by a shooting of a police officer in Ohio. Okay. Um, he was shot in the back. And this is information that I hear and I learn of and read. All that. So the car was reported to be stolen, right? So that's supposed to possibly be the stop. And then he got out the car. We're talking about the son. And I can't tell you the son name, I'm sorry, because I'm stuck on Rodney Hinton Jr. That's the dad. Both of them, the dad looked pretty young. So the son was like 18. So he ran from the police. They said he's got a gun. And they shot him 2 times. With 2 bullets. I know that much. Killed him. Coming to find out, word has it that the car was not even stolen. And this is a black young boy that we're talking about. So, coming to find out, word has it allegedly that the car was not stolen, that the car had late payments on it. And, the payment wasn't on it. And the car people that he's making payments to reported the car as stolen. So here's a note for myself. What do we need to do about that? Um, Things to do. Let me write that down. We need to have it so where we have to write Congress, the senators and stuff. We need that law to be changed where car dealerships cannot, when they don't get that payment, you don't get to call the car in for stolen. Because, see, that caused too much confusion. So when the police stop you, all they look at, oh, it's a car stolen. But it's not. But for the car dealership, that's an easy way for them to try to get that car back. So if you're driving it around and the police get it, then they get to return that property back to them. That's a good deal for them, but you're putting other people's lives in danger. But, with me and the way that I think, because he's a young black boy, which they didn't even see a gun. All this is allegedly that I'm hearing. And plus, his back was turned. So it wasn't even like that life was in danger. And they shot him. So to me, all of this is going wrong. So we need to get the laws changed so car dealerships cannot call in cars stolen. Only people can call in cars that actually have a stolen car. Okay? And if a car is stolen, I mean, to me, at the same time, it don't mean you go chasing somebody down because they're supposed to make a law about that. When you're chasing people down in the car, killing innocent people and stuff, like you got to give up the chase. It is not that serious. You will see them again. Like, honestly, take a chill pill. You officers that like to go overboard for, for the other ones, for us, like our kids and stuff. Stop going overboard. So anyway, I'm trying to give you the update on the story. And in Ohio, black folks in Ohio are standing up for themselves. Which is another story that we covered too, with the neo-Nazis that came over there. Police didn't do anything. Black folks stood up for themselves and kind of got them out of that neighborhood, kind of ran them out. So you're not coming over here with them with that foolishness. And they did it by a school, an elementary school, and the school was about to let out. And them black folks went over there and they protected the kids and they're protecting their neighborhoods. And the police chief, governor, whatever, these stories are there and all this stuff is, you can look it up. He said everything was fine, like nothing was done about it because nobody posed any threats. But after the black folks, like, okay, they geared up and got their guns and put their masks on and stuff. Now they're considering on making a law where you can't cover your face and all that type of stuff and be out in the open with you know with weapons and stuff. But as we in this channel know that they make these laws when it start to benefit black folks. Because to me, like the KKK and the neo-Nazis and all of them had their masks and stuff on. But when black folks do things, it seems to be a problem. But anyway, so I came across this as I was checking out the video I just put out. Look at this. So let's get some video disclosure and all that type of stuff going. Look, I have to do that because that's part of this process. So, like I always say, hit that like, subscribe, and that bell notification button, and comment. All right. So once again, button. And then let's hit some disclaimer
under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Okay, in the description too is the videos. Last time I tried to put the videos links into my comment section and I didn't see it. So it should be in my description box now. Now we're going to do this right here. And I'm going to show you some videos. So this is the beginning. I'm not going to do all of it. This is the beginning because I did that. But I just wanted to show you a little bit that happened in the courthouse. So I'm going to be moving around on these videos. I'm not going to stay put and you listen to a lot of it and stuff. We're going to scan through this. This is going to be one of the quickest podcasts that I have done thus far. So, but the information is there for you to gather. Okay, so let's see how that go. Plus, look, I'm gonna open up the phone line for this one. Let me do this. The phone line is now open. Feel free to call in. The number is 804-410-8095. I'll say it again. The phone line is now open. Feel free to call in. The number is 804-410-8095. You're definitely welcome to join in this conversation and talk, but you can't be rude. You're not going to be rude. And it's just an open dialogue to have some sensible adult conversation. Okay? If you call and you do anything other than that, I will hang up in your face. Okay? I will do that. So anyway, let's see how I can do that because I can't keep two things open. All right. Let's get to this video. Like I said, I'm gonna move us around. I'm not sticking and letting you hear the whole thing. All of them, all the links. I'm sure I'm going to show you 3 videos. All of them is in the description. You can go and see them for yourselves. All right. Now, I just want to show you the people that's in the courtroom. My God, look at this. Well, the police officers. The police officers. And it looks like it's the glass right there separating. Like this is a different courthouse I ever seen before. It's separated.
Right here where you're at. You'll be in everybody else's way. No, you would be in every shot.
These look like that. I don't look like.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know what to make out of this.
Long crack. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. So let's just get out of here. How's that?
And then.
All right, let's keep it moving. I just want you to just take a look at the courtroom. Like, oh, that's a good one. Let's pause it right there. That's an excellent visual. You see that? Look at that. Where's the heck everybody there like that? Like, I don't like that. It wasn't even like all these people not involved. That's intimidating to me. That's very intimidating. And to me, that's not any order in the courtroom. And then you see the black lady that's sitting right there behind the other, like the 2 people behind I guess that's the attorneys or whatever, the 2 people, then everybody else is behind the glass. And then you see the black lady, whoever she is right now, got to sit out there with all of them. We might get a black man right there too, but it's just too much. Like, I know that the courthouse is kind of open to the public and people can come, but at the same time, sometimes they don't be letting them. They say, okay, you can't come in. There's just too much going on. And this is one of the cases that need to be like that. And being that, we had new times these days and people doing what they want to do, like nobody's following the law and stuff like that. If I was the judge, I would just say, hey, we're not going to do that today. All of y'all not coming to, like, this is not a show. It's not showtime. So y'all gonna have to clear this courtroom. And which one of the officers killed his son? That's the one that I want to know. Would you please stand up? Because that's what I don't get. So I understand possibly the one that he maybe hit wasn't the one that killed his son. So what's going on with the one that killed his son? Now he need to be there. Which one is that? Which one is that? Can somebody tell me? Yeah, that's his attorney that's sitting up there. And that might be the prosecutor. So the attorney and the prosecutor, if that's the case, why they got to sit so close together? That's a different courthouse I done seen. Let's move it along because, like I said, you can go to it yourself and look at it to get all the details. Let's do that. Let's go back a little
We're
bit.
Phoenix Energy, a family-owned oil company focused on unleashing American oil from North Dakota and Montana.
All right. Hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Is there a case that's going to be called?
Your Robert, I'm sorry, Rodney Hinton.
Thank you.
Okay. I think they're calling them out.
Mr. Bennett, at the prior hearing before today.
Got to have a seat. Got to have a seat.
Have a seat, sir. Sit down.
Let it go. Get him out.
Mr. Bennett, was that the defendant's blood brother?
Not to my knowledge, Your Honor, no.
All right.
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
All right. So you see that too? Like your aunt, whatever they say, is that his blood brother? So like that's not his brother. And what's that? This blood brother? What that mean? He said, "Is that his blood brother?" And I mean, so he walk out. Everybody's sitting there so calm and stuff before he come out. This man trial, this man hearing, whatever, he's not a trial yet, but this man hearing, right? Everybody's sitting out there. Everybody nice and calm, talking about the police officers and stuff, just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then when he come out there, what, everybody in an uproar now? That's what I'm saying. What they up in the courthouse for? What they even there for? Where is the officer that did the killing? That's what I want to know. He the only one that need to be in there for real. Where he at? So all of them jumping up, getting crazy and stuff like that. And he come out, he like, yeah. He's trying to, like, it's just too much. And then his people is mixed in that crowd of whiteness. Like his mama, whoever that lady is, that's sitting in the black hat, that's too much with the hat on. Like, and then maybe his brother, which I don't understand. What's the point of, is that his blood brother? Who says that? It's like, is that his stepbrother, his brother-in-law? Like, what is this blood brother mess? I don't understand what that means. What are you indicating? I don't like those two words together. So they all out there. Tensions is high. Clear the courtroom for anybody that don't have anything to do with the case. Because I have been in courtrooms and they say, do you have anything to do with this case? And they'll make you leave. So do the same thing. But no, everybody's there in love for the fallen officer. And like I don't want to be like I don't have any sympathy because I am, like I said, a human being that's full of decency. And we wouldn't have to be here at this point if they wouldn't have killed that boy. That's his son that got killed for no reason. Like I said, that car allegedly was just behind payments, and the car dealership called the car in stolen. And allegedly, that young man did not even have a gun. And if he did have a gun, and even if the car was stolen, he was running and his back was turned. He didn't have no gun out pulled on nobody. He didn't pose any threat. He didn't deserve to die. So that man, the father, was called down to the police station to watch the video footage. And then that, that happened. Allegedly, he walked out of the police station, destroyed it. And who wouldn't be? Not just destroyed it, you'd be right goddamn angry. Excuse my language. And us, Black folks, always got to try to keep our composure when they doing foul stuff to us. Like, don't you get out of line. Don't you start making no commotion, because you're going to make it worse for yourself, worse for your family, worse for everybody. So Kennedy said, R.F. Kennedy Jr., and we covered him too. He said, have resilience. Teach it to your kids. That's what he said, because it ain't never going away. But is that fair? And that's why I say, what do you keep running and doing everything the government tell you to do, for real? Won't you do something about this, government? So look at this chaos in this courtroom. All of this at the end of the day is foolishness and plain right disrespect to human decency, and nobody respects human life, because the officer shouldn't have never shot and killed the young man, and we wouldn't be here. And I that footage was shown in another video, but we're gonna keep it moving.
All right, let's resume order. Can we have the defendant?
Yes.
And what was the problem? Then they got to take this man. They got to take him out the courthouse. They got to take him out, as if he in there causing the confusion. That's crazy.
Thank you, everyone.
Now, excuse some of them people that's in there before you bring him back out. Everybody that don't have anything, all spectators, you got to go. Now, the police officer that is accused of shooting and killing a young man, you get to stay. And any of the officers that was involved in that actual ordeal, you get to stay. Everybody else gets to go. Family members, you can stay. Everybody else, you got to go. Call some order in the court. Tell them, calm down, calm down, calm down. No, get some order. That's what you do. So they didn't make anybody leave or nothing. Just calm down, calm down. We're going to bring them back out again. These people, and it's still his family. His family out there in the midst of all of that. Why, if they're going to do that, why not even separate them? I tell you one thing, I wouldn't want to be sitting in there with a room full of them. And it's nobody having no respect to nobody's feelings. So you don't even have the decency, to me as a judge, calling in some order, saying, look, no, this is a very heated conversation. Everybody need to go. Don't have nothing to do with it. To me, you don't have no regards to nothing. And you get ready to call order or you get ready to make decisions based upon people's lives and stuff, and you can't even put simple order together by getting these people out of here. This man, this is his trial. He got to go. It's his court hearing, whatever. He got to go. Now, y'all need to leave out of there. I don't like it.
Thank you.
Yes.
And then it looked like it's more of them standing outside in the hallway and stuff. Go somewhere and do something. There's too much because all of your presence is causing, all this present is causing tension. It's too much. You just need a few officers. This is crazy. I don't like it. You know, this is too emotional. And as we watch this, we ought to keep our heads about ourselves. That's the only way that we can do this and survive. The thing is coming out alive and getting your point straight, okay? Man, that was emotional. And the young lady she's frightened to death. Like, you calm down before they try to hurt you. Like, I understand how you feel. And that's why I feel like the judge is dead wrong. There's too many people in there. And it's intimidating. He said, I just wanted my brother to see my face. He just wanted to let his brother know that I'm there to support you. And it looks like when he stood up, the police, all of them sitting in there, probably took offense of him getting up, right? Like, oh, what you getting up for? We're going to get up too, which it was too many in there. So he can't even see his brother because of all these policemen, which I understand it was 50 or more in there. It wasn't 50 or more at the incident. It was a couple of them. So it only needed to be who was there to the situation when the young man got shot. And then when his brother walk in there, he will be able to see his face. And he wouldn't have to stand up. And judges and lawyers and all that people don't take that type of stuff in consideration. But if I was his lawyer, I would demand that they leave. It's too intimidating. And that's the stuff I'm talking about that we had to fight for. So far we need to get the legislation changed where car dealerships I wish I could take notes, where car dealerships cannot call in cars that's behind payment as late payments. And while I'm thinking of that, let me see something. Cause I'm like, all right, that's tomorrow. On 22nd. I'm like, I had so much stuff going on in my head. I'm like talking about legislation. I'm like, there's a meeting happening, but that's the 22nd. So, all right, I'm good. We need legislation to put in a bill. The cars can't do that. We need legislations to open courtrooms and stuff like that. That's too much. Is emotions too high for all that extra? Okay, and yeah, that man won't. And then he got to leave. You see what I'm saying? So he got to leave. He got to leave. Like, no, y'all need to leave. That don't got nothing to do with the case. It's too many people. All the important people got to leave.
Did you know you could remodel your kitchen faster and for a lot less than at the big box stores? At Cabinets to
Good morning, Mr. Hinton.
Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're here this morning on the issue of, I believe, yes, at the prior hearing, there was a waiver of probable cause, Mr. Bennett.
Judge, I'm going to waive probable cause as a result of being acquainted with the case. I'm waiving probable cause.
Thank you so much. And is there a plea this morning?
There's a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Plea of not guilty? Will
Yes.
you enter a plea of not guilty? And thank you. And
who is the lady with the telephone? Then she got a cup back there drinking a pink cup or whatever. Like, it's too much going
as to
on.
bond, the state has requested a hearing on the issue of bond or bail. You may be aware of that.
I am aware of that.
Who would like to proceed?
I'm proceeding, Your Honor.
Thank you. And would you please speak loud enough so that everyone can hear you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Loud.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead. Is it
Um,
okay if he begins?
Judge, he has a burden.
Okay. Thank you. Clear and convincing evidence.
Yes.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we will call our first witness, Officer Beebe. Where would you like Officer Beebe to stand, Your Honor?
If it's okay, you can stand right there. If it's okay with him.
Thank you.
Good morning, officer.
Good morning, Judge.
So I'm going to swear him in.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony?
And then you see, here we go. What I'm just noticing. So he's a cop. Look how he cleaned up. He's in a suit. I would thought he probably was an attorney or something. So he's a police officer. So he wants to show you the goodness in him. He don't want to be the dirty and blue. He don't want to be, I don't know the names that they call the cops. I try to, honestly, I'm a law-abiding citizen. But when I see the cops, I don't even want to deal with them. I don't want to call the cops for help. I don't really want to have anything to do with the cops. Especially in a place where it's a whole bunch of, where I'm at right now, I think our little cops are all right. Because I'm in a little town, there's a lot of black folks, a lot of black cops. You like to think that you feel a little bit safe. But going into other areas, and they tell you stay out of them areas with them prejudiced cops. Something needs to be done about that. And also, this channel is for to not just talk about things, but to start taking action in your own hands in the right way. We, the people, have power. And we talked about that when 47 put out that executive order. Learn who your police chief is. Everybody need to be writing the police chief. We need to talk about law and order in the correct way. And these guys need to be corrected. So he comes to court with his little suit on. He don't even look like a police officer, dirty and blue. And then he's getting ready. This cop is the particular cop that was there on the scene when that young man's life was taken. That's only one of them that's supposed to be there. All the other than 50 people need to be gone. Because it's too much in that courtroom happening for a sensitive case like this. Don't make no sense.
Testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I do.
Thank you.
Officer Beebe, I need you to state your name and spell your last name for the record.
Carl Beebe, B-E-E-B-E.
And officer, where are you currently employed?
I'm employed as a police officer, the City of Cincinnati Police Department.
Okay, what is your current assignment?
Currently assigned as a detective in the homicide unit.
Okay, in that capacity, were you called upon to investigate a matter that involves the defendant Rodney Hinton?
I was.
Okay, is Mr. Hinton in the courtroom with us today?
He is.
Please-
Identification stipulated.
Thank you.
Thank you. And identification is one of the elements in this process. And Mr. Nelson, would you advise the court of what statute, if any, that you are operating under this morning?
Yes, Your Honor. It's 2937.222. It's hearings on bail and grounds for denying such.
Thank you. Proceed.
How did you become involved in the investigation involving the defendant?
We were notified of a crash that occurred at 200 West Martin Luther King Drive, where a deputy was struck by a vehicle and at the time had serious injuries.
Okay, and is that location in Hamilton County, state of Ohio, City of Cincinnati?
It is.
Okay, and so where did you begin your investigation? At what point?
Myself and several other detectives, officers, and investigators from a traffic unit went to the scene.
Okay. Now, were you able to trace the path of where Mr. Hinton was coming from on that day?
We were.
Okay. And where was he coming from?
He had been coming from 801 Lynn Street,
Okay.
which is where the Cincinnati Police Department's criminal investigation section is located.
Okay. And is that abbreviated CIS?
It is.
Okay. And are you aware of his reason for being at CIS?
Yes.
Okay. And why was he at CIS?
He was at CIS to meet with CPD officials to review body-worn camera footage related to an incident that had occurred the day prior. His son had been shot by a Cincinnati police officer.
Okay. And so was he there to, to meet with the chief of police?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, don't shot, say killed. Can we say that? I mean, I don't know if we can say it here on YouTube, but you definitely can say it in that courthouse. But I'm going to say it on YouTube anyway, because that's what I'm going to do. Don't say because of his son been shot. Say because his son was shot and killed. You want to say shot? Say shot and killed. You can say that. Shot and killed. See what I'm saying? You got to watch how they playing this thing out. Don't wear your uniform. We don't want them to look at you as a police officer. You know, the people be having problems with the police officers. Don't put on that blue uniform. Put on, look, go home, shave up, get clean, put on a nice uniform, suit and stuff. Watch your words. And you playing a game. They playing a game, y'all. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Okay. And so on that date, at that time, did he view a video which depicted his son being shot and dying as a result of contact with the Cincinnati police officer?
Yes.
Okay. And then after he viewed that video, and if you know, approximately what time did he view that video?
Shortly after 9:30 that morning.
Okay. And after that, do you know where he went or what he did?
Yes. So he left that the parking lot, I believe, shortly after about 10:30. Based on witness statements, he went to a couple of different locations, and then later returned. I believe about 12:40, he returned to our lot.
Okay. Were you able to speak to the people or some of the people or family members that he was with when he was at CIS?
I was.
Did they describe his emotional state at that time?
Yes. They said that he was
Hoarder house, ugly architecture, and even haunted property will buy your house.
was upset, was agitated, and they were concerned enough about his emotional state that they did not want him driving, which is why the first time that he was there, when he left, he actually left with family members and not driving the car that he had driven to that location.
Okay. And do you recall it? What sort of car was he driving after he returned to pick up his car from CIS?
It was a black Ford Focus.
Okay. Approximately what time did he return to CIS to pick up his vehicle?
I believe it was approximately about 12:40 p.m.
Okay. Were you able to trace his progress from CIS to the point where he came into contact with Deputy Henderson?
We were.
Okay. And can you describe where he left, where he drove from CIS to the location where Deputy Henderson was struck?
Well, he after he came back to pick up the car, he actually left the parking lot, followed by some family members and another car, and then a few minutes later returned to the parking lot at CIS, drove through the parking lot, and then left the parking lot again. That was at approximately, I believe, around 12:49 that he left the lot the last time.
Okay.
And then from there, proceeded up to the Clifton neighborhood, where he was traveling northbound on Clifton Avenue, and then turned to travel eastbound on West Martin Luther King Drive.
Okay. So that's a right-hand turn from Clifton Avenue proceeding northbound onto MLK. Is that correct?
From northbound on Clifton Avenue to eastbound on Martin Luther King.
Okay. And where was Deputy Henderson working on this day?
He was working from the intersection of Clifton Avenue and Martin Luther King Drive. He was working one intersection to the east, where there's a traffic light there.
Okay.
At 200 West Martin Luther King Drive.
And what was he doing at that traffic light? What were his duties?
He was engaged in traffic control duties. There is a traffic signal box that's mounted on a metal pole at the corner of the intersection. In that box is a cord with a button on the end of the cord. That button can be used to cycle the light. There were graduations at the University of Cincinnati that day, and so there was a large volume of traffic in the area. And so he was controlling traffic and assisting pedestrians crossing the roadway.
And was he in a sheriff's deputy uniform at that time?
He was. He was wearing a sheriff's deputy uniform, wear a hat, and a fluorescent vest, traffic vest.
Okay. And his employment history involves being a deputy with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Department. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And so he was performing duties as a police officer directing traffic on that day.
I like that human contact he just had with him, placing his hands on his shoulder, trying to get him like, it's all right, relax. And I did think that was a sense of relief.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Let's see. Were you able to retrieve any video from any stationary cameras or mobile cameras?
We were.
Okay. And please describe the cameras that you were able to get footage from.
We had one camera that was a fixed camera. That camera captured them turning from Clifton Avenue onto West Martin Luther King Drive. It was pointed in that direction at the time the incident actually occurred. It was redirected to the scene after the deputy was struck. We also had the opportunity to view camera from a vehicle that was in traffic on West Martin Luther King Drive, approaching the intersection where the deputy was struck, and it did capture the incident.
Okay. And were you also able to speak to people who were in cars that were within one car length away from the defendant?
Yes.
Okay. So your information is obtained from a static video camera, actually it's a moving video camera that was moved to the position after the accident, a video camera that was actually in a bus that was actually on MLK that depicts the incident, and testimony from multiple witnesses who were there. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. When you pick up the defendant turning eastbound onto MLK, please describe his path of travel.
So initially he was in one of the lanes on the right side. The traffic was slow moving, stop and go traffic. At some point, they, based on witness testimony, they moved into the left straight lane.
Mm-hmm.
And then a short time later, pulled into the sort of the painted median. It's not a raised median, but a painted median between the two. Eventually that turns into a left turn lane to go into Burnett Woods.
All right. So at that next intersection where Officer Henderson is standing and running traffic, you can take a left to go into Burnett Woods and a right to get to UC where the graduation was happening. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And describe the defendant's path of travel after he pulls into the left turn lane, the one that is used to turn into Burnett Woods.
So based on witness statements, he pulled into that sort of that center lane, the median turns into the turn lane, pulled into there and stopped. There were no other cars in front of him at that point, no obstructions.
Let me ask you a question. When he stopped, was he at the intersection or did he stop short of the intersection?
No, he was well short of the intersection at that point.
Okay. And was traffic moving eastbound while he was sitting there?
No, traffic was stopped.
Okay. But was there room ahead of him for him to pull up to the intersection should he have wanted to turn left?
Correct. There were no vehicles in front of him.
Okay. At that intersection, are there plastic, I guess, for lack of a better word, sticks that are actually in the ground in the pavement to ensure that people travel in the proper lane of travel?
There are further up closer to the intersection, yes.
But he was not up to that point at that time. Would that be correct?
Correct. Not at the point.
All right, I'm not gonna watch this whole one. Let me try to skip over to him, see what he got to say. Like I said, the links are in the description box. You can go and listen to it yourself.
Here are 3 reasons your sales team will actually want to use Monday Sales CRM. First, it's so easy.
Yeah, Deputy Hinton.
Upset and so forth, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And
I want to hear what what he got to say, and then we're gonna move on.
just first of all, I would like to offer on behalf of the Hinton family and myself, prayers to the Hinton family, prayers to the family of Larry Henderson, the fallen deputy, and I thank the court for having a fair assembly in the courtroom today. With that, I'd like to ask you a few questions, not a lot, okay?
I don't know what that means. A fair assembly. You want to thank the courts for having a fair assembly. I don't quite understand that statement. Was assembly like all the police officers? You had to take him out the courtroom because everybody got all upset. Then the brother, I didn't want to say blood brother. He got to go. He can't even stay. Don't make nobody else leave. I don't know what the fair assembly is.
You said that Mr. Hinton left the police station around 12:30. CIS.
He initially left around 10:30.
came back and then left again.
and then returned a couple hours later. Yes.
And you said that individuals that know Mr. Hinton, his family members, were saying that he appeared to be agitated, upset, and so forth, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't know the source of that agitation or that distraughtness, do you? If you know, you might not. I don't think you do, but you have to answer the question.
The source of the agitation?
Yes.
Well, I would assume it was because of I believe it was because of the video and the reason that he was at CIS.
Do you know the mental history of Mr. Hinton?
No, I do not know detailed mental history.
Right. Do you know whether or not he's had any medically documented infirmities or conditions? Do you know that? You don't, do you?
No, I do not.
And then you also don't know his state of mind at the time of the incident near Burnham Woods and Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. You don't know that either, do you?
Based on the facts and circumstances surrounding it, I think we.
You think he intentionally did it?
And the evidence, yes.
Yeah. Are you familiar with acts of someone that is not in their right mind when they commit a criminal act? If you know.
Can you clarify your question, please?
Are you familiar with the characteristics of acts that are, well, you object to that? Okay. You don't know whether or not he was in his right mind at the time that he encountered Deputy Henderson on Martin Luther King Drive in Burnham Woods. You don't know that, do
I would
you?
object again, Your Honor.
Well,
Asked and answered a couple times.
It's a different question.
It was a slightly different question, but I will sustain the objection.
Judge, one of the factors with respect to the Ohio Revised Code and detaining a person with no bond is his mental condition. That has to be explored. His mental condition. What was his mental condition at the time that he committed this offense? It's stated in the statute. It's 2937.22. I believe it's C3, the character, physical, and mental condition of the defendant or the accused. That's at issue.
I believe that the witness indicated that his opinion was that the act was intentional.
Right. And in making that opinion about whether or not it's intentional, you need to know the mindset or the mens rea of the person that you're claiming intended to do this. Was he in his right mind? That's relevant with respect to your bond
I'll
determination.
sustain the objection.
From the state, Your Honor, also, just for clarification, it's not the time of the event, it's the time of the history of the accused. So the actual intent at the time of this offense has no bearing upon this court's decision.
I'm not saying that my client didn't try to intend to do this. That's not my position. One more question.
No, they're twisting that around. They twisting it around to make it beneficial to them, the police, the Commonwealth, whatever you want to call them. I get where you're going, defense lawyer. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Don't let them back you in the corner, because they're trying to say what you're talking about ain't making no sense. I like what you said, though. You said, how can you say somebody intentionally did something without, and that's fine. You can sit there and say, they willing, the judge and everybody, because there's a lot of people back there talking too, besides the judge. They saying, oh, he can say that. He can say that. He can say he intentionally hit him. Yeah. He can say that. Can you tell me about his mind frame? No. I object now. No, he cannot. He cannot talk. He cannot say that. No. How did he supposed to know that? Well, how are you supposed to know if he intentionally? If you can get in that man's mind and say, I know you meant to do that, but what? How you figuring it out? He picked up speed when he seen him? Like, what's your intent? I still like it. We're gonna get with the mind. We got to get with the mind. And y'all need to get these police officers in check, because you can't keep calling and people watching body cam when you see that it don't take a trial to see somebody did somebody dead wrong. People getting a little tired of that. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And when it comes to us black folks, it's straight down the line, black and white. But when it comes to y'all, oh, let's do this. Let's go to the trial, just like the man said. How you can say it's intentional? But every time I keep saying, well, what's his mind frame, y'all keep ejecting that. Y'all keep saying, no, 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 no. You're crossing the line with that. You can't keep doing fucked up shit to people's loved ones and families and then thinking we supposed to have resilience and take the, be the bigger person and say, oh, well, because it don't matter if the car was stolen, if he had a gun. His back was turned and he was running away from the scene and they shot him. And that don't give him the right. But allegedly, the car wasn't stolen and he didn't even have a gun. And they took a life for nothing. And now this man got to deal with this shit for y'all just to say he intentionally did that? Well, you intentionally killed that young man.
You don't know.
And where's the trial and where's all the action for that? It's like, we don't even hardly talk about that. That's like, oh, it led up to that. But what's more important is that that officer got killed. And that's the only reason we're talking about the young man. And as we watch this, black folks, keep your composure. We got to learn how to fight like they fight.
His mindset at the time. Yes or no?
Like I stated previously, with the facts and circumstances surrounding it. And
No. That's when you supposed to, now somebody's supposed to say, I object. He said, yes or no. It's a yes or no. That's when he, sir, I'm not asking for no explanation. It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no. There you go, fixing shit up to make it look good for you. Playing the game.
him driving up until that point and all the circumstances that surround him leaving our office and from talking to witnesses. He was emotionally distraught and they were concerned about him driving and they were concerned about his safety.
No further questions, Judge.
Mr. Bennett, thank you for your questioning. Does the state have any further witnesses?
No further witnesses, no further questions, Your Honor.
Please.
None, no, Your Honor.
Mr. Bennett, under the statute, the defendant has a right to speak if he wishes at this hearing.
We're not going to exercise that right, Judge. I'm going to speak on behalf of Mr. Hinton.
Thank you, but you do recognize that under the statute that the court must allow the defendant to make a statement at this hearing if he wishes.
That is my understanding, and that's a right I don't wish to exercise on behalf of my client. I don't want him to speak.
Is that right, Mr. Hinton? All right, thank you so much. State have any further witnesses?
No further witnesses, Your Honor.
All right, shall we move to argument?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so the position of the state is that, what's the state's position as to bond?
Judge, as to bond, and in closing, what I would say is that pursuant to 2937-222, we have shown proof that it is evident that the defendant committed the crime. We have an investigation that includes information from multiple witnesses who are within 1 car length away or less from the defendant, and 2 videos depicting his path of travel, one of which shows the collision. This evidence and testimony suggests that people were worried about him when he left the police department, having just viewed a video of the death of his son. And he was observed by witnesses and video cameras as he operated his vehicle and drove towards where the police officer was. The evidence suggests that he proceeded eastbound on MLK until Deputy Henderson came into his view. The evidence then shows that he deviated from his eastbound course pulled into the leftmost turn lane and waited. And before he put his foot on the floor of the car and accelerated in a rapid manner and deliberately ran into the first police officer that he saw with a car that weighed over a ton, causing the death of the officer. We believe that his pause, his consideration, and his deviating outside the yellow lines while driving in the opposite lane of travel demonstrates prior calculation, design, and premeditation in causing the death of Deputy Henderson, who was a law enforcement officer engaged in the course of his duties. Because of the extremely random nature of this attack, it renders an unpredictability to the defendant that cannot be accounted for with a bond when he was released, because we have no way of preventing him from removing an EMU device, no matter what kind of bond you give him, and gaining access to another vehicle and doing this again. Defendant in his current state is a giant mental health question mark and is a clear and present danger and poses a substantial risk of physical harm to law enforcement officers and to the public, as evidenced by his conduct on the 2nd of May. There are no other alternative means or conditions of release that will adequately protect the public. The weight of the evidence, the nature and circumstances of the offense charged as being an offense of violence, the defendant's mental condition, and the nature and seriousness of his danger to police officers and others in the community strongly suggest that denying bond is both in the interest of the community and in the interest of the defendant. Additionally, Section 2937-222 provides a mechanism in which the Court of Common Pleas can review and modify your order should new evidence come to light if there is a change in circumstances, as that can affect bond. But at this point, Your Honor, we believe that we've run our burden pursuant to 2937-222 and ask that you deny the defendant bail.
Come on now, dog.
Come on, man.
A personal history or criminal background.
Yeah, that's too much.
The defendant this morning.
Your Honor, the
And
defendant.
this is required as a review under the statute, Mr. Bennett.
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
So, Your Honor, in 2017, there was a domestic violence charge where the defendant pled guilty to disorderly conduct. In 2020, actually.
Yeah, he digging, ain't it? Golly. Get a brother a break. I don't think, he gotta be right. Maybe he can go in the like go somewhere, like not to the jailhouse, to the prison or something, maybe to like a mental place or something. Like he dealing with trauma. Ain't gonna get no better. Y'all get him some help.
In 2019, there was an assault conviction out of Hamilton County. And then I believe there was an assault conviction out of Middletown from 2023 and an aggravated menacing conviction out of Middletown from that same court. So that's his prior history.
Thank you. And what about any known community contacts that you're aware of?
I'm not sure what you mean by that, Your Honor.
His family background, do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything about that, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you. Let me turn, have you finished your argument?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me turn to Mr. Bennett. Mr. Bennett, anything as to bond or bail under the Constitution?
Judge, I'm going to address the factors that are set forth in the statute for no bond and also Criminal Rule 46. Before I do that, in summary, what I would like to do, I want to make certain that this young man is treated as a mentally ill person and not as a cop killer. I don't think he was a cop killer. I think he was not in his right mind. And I think he should be treated like any other mentally ill person that commits a crime under the...
Don't say think. You don't supposed to say, I don't think he's a cop killer. I know he's not a cop killer. You don't think, I know. And you know that he needs to go until a mental facility. And at this time, you should have someone that's able to just look at the situation and say, yes, he does. Like you need help. Because you going against a whole bunch of other people. You're going against the police. You're going against a lot. you need help as a defense. And he should have somebody there in the mental health area saying, yes, he would benefit, because he's not going to benefit. And I know this, and I'm just a regular person. If you put him in that jailhouse and don't give him no help, fuck with him, you're going to find out. Because he's angry and hurt, all kinds of stuff. This man is ruined in the inside. He took his son from him. He probably don't even care about life right now. Get him some help. Ain't no, I think. I know.
Auspices, control, and authority of a mental defect in the condition. That's what we have in this case.
Do you plan to file a request for a competency evaluation after this hearing?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
This court is not empowered to do that today.
That's why I was going to ask for it
If
after
the
the
matter
proceeding.
is referred to the grand jury for consideration and further indictment, you may have the opportunity to make the request at that time.
No, we got to start doing this stuff now. We don't keep moving it around and stuff. No, it need to be done now. See, there we go with this government stuff. I don't like it. Games, immediately.
I wasn't making a request at this time. I was advising the court in general what I think the bond should take into consideration with respect to Mr. Hinton.
And I was simply educating the public on the process and letting the public understand what this process is and when certain things can and cannot occur.
Right.
So the court would not hear a competency referral today.
That's my understanding.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Mr. Hinton's 39 years old. He has an ORA score, which is a report and an opinion by professionals that are independent and objective. They gave him a 1. That's an indication that you're not a recidivist, and that's an indication that you're going to attend these judicial proceedings in the future, and that you're going to behave in a manner that's consistent with the safety, health, and welfare of the public. He received a 1. Secondly, he's residentially stable. His family lives here, his extended family.
He lives in Middletown, as I understand it.
No, he lives in Hamilton County.
All right. Okay. All right.
He has lived in Middletown in the past, but he lives in Hamilton County now.
For how long? Can you share that?
Several years.
All right. Go ahead.
Strong family ties. His family retained me. He lives with his significant other and his children. He does have limited contacts with crimes of violence. I think there was several low-level misdemeanors. Other than that, he doesn't have a felonious criminal record and doesn't have a significant history of failure to appear. I think there's one failure to appear. I conducted my investigation and I couldn't find out where that one failure to appear came from. But what I agree with the state is that there is a giant mental health issue. And I would ask that whatever bond, whether it's a no bond or a monetary bond, I would ask that it be coupled with or inclusive of a requirement that he have mental health treatment. You can't do a competency report, but you can, as a conditional bond, make certain that he's treated mentally. He's receiving no treatment in Claremont County, mentally or physically. I've got a problem with that. And I would ask the court to take that into consideration with respect to the judgment here or decision on bond. That's all I have at this point.
Thank you. The state have anything final to say?
Judge, the only thing I would say is that I don't really have an objection to him getting mental health treatment in jail. That's fine. I mean, mental health treatment is good. But as far as what we need to show is, number one, the proof is evident or the presumption is great that he committed the offense with which he is charged. We know that because we have video and witnesses who saw it. Number two, he poses a substantial risk of serious physical harm to persons or the public. And
why don't you repeat that first paragraph again that you just read?
At Byberg, we're experts in small business insurance. We think through every risk factor for your industry, crunch the numbers with.
The proof is evident or the presumption is great that the accused committed the offense to which he is charged.
Hold it. I will make a finding under revised code section 3927.222 by clear and convincing evidence that the crime was committed as you described, based on the information presented this morning.
Next would be that he poses a substantial risk of serious physical harm to any person or to the community.
I just subscribed, and I'm gonna hit the like button.
I think in light
And then
of
look,
his
I'm gonna hit that bell
mindset at the time this
notification.
happened, I
Oh,
was
you got
physically present
personalized
with the defendant over the weekend.
non-unsubscribe.
I think he has mental issues. I think
you will receive
it's a long
all
way of answering your question.
notifications.
I think the conduct in question is classic mental illness, criminal conduct. It's always intentional, it's bold, and it's conspicuous.
I don't know that.
That's a hallmark sign that somebody is not in their right frame of mind, no attempt to deceive, no attempt to hide what they did, because they think that what they're doing is right, and they think that what they're doing is right because they're not in their right frame of mind. They don't understand the wrongful set of conduct. So yes, I'm agreeing with Mr.
I cannot recall either in experience or outside experience a case that I've ever seen like this. And based upon the state's comments, I find it very difficult to figure out how there could be any decision based on what they said that would protect the public and the defendant under these circumstances. This is the most unusual case.
I don't disagree with you, Judge, with respect to the no bond.
Thank you so much. I believe that Mr. Bennett said that he agreed with the court with the issue relating to no bond, and I would add the mental health treatment. I've talked to the officers before. They have assured me, and I'll ask the state to make the assurance that if he's continued to be held at Claremont County, that he kept in a safe way, and that he will be watched over
Yes, Your
in
Honor.
a way that would not relate to any self-harm based upon what everybody has said today.
Judge, I don't want to. I don't want the court to misconstrue, or the public for that matter, my comments about his stay in Claremont County. Claremont County is doing a great job. I met with him this weekend. He was in a flak jacket. They're making certain that he doesn't harm himself or anyone else. I just want to make sure, add that component of mental treatment.
You understand that as
flak
an impartial
jacket.
jurist deciding these issues between the defendant and his rights and the state and its presentation, that the court's required to make these inquiries.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Based upon the officer of testimony, it's Officer Beebe.
Yes, Judge.
And all the facts and circumstances surrounding his testimony this morning, the comments of the state, that there will be an order of remand with no bond. Please assure the safety of the defendant and any mental health treatment that can be granted. No bond, and we'll give, if the officers want to stay here, and the public, you're welcome to stay through the other hearings. Otherwise, if you were concerned about this issue, you may leave, and then we'll take just a 5-minute break. When you're ready.
Your Honor, his grand jury report date is May the 12th.
All right, let me finish this order.
Okay.
Clyde, 512 for your report.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so what's a flap jacket? That's a piece of protective clothing, often a thick sleeveless vest designed to protect against small fires. So that's a flak jacket. All right. I didn't mean to go this long into that one, but that was interesting little case to hear, to listen into it. All right, so I would try to still go back as a lawyer and try to get him into a mental institute, get all these things done. I would try to get him out of the prison house. And get him some help, starting with that. That's what I would do. But this is tragic because that man probably was, minding his own business, doing what he do, and now his whole life has changed due to some fucked up police officers. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Some fucked up police officers. I don't like it. So, let's keep it going. I'm just changing out different stuff here. Let's go to the next one. See if I can get through this one. That was interesting. Now, let's see. This is when he went to the hospital. So this after the trial and everything. And I'm watching some of this.
Stop.
So this
Don't
is
get a HELOC until you know about HEI. HELOCs are loans. You borrow, pay interest.
Rodney Hinton Jr.
Oh.
I don't want to get into the full back.
This is a reaction from Rare Breed Entertainment. Fair Copyright Fair Act use in place. I put that up as well. I did my disclaimer. And look, watch me. I'm going to subscribe to his channel. You see that bell notification? I'm going to hit that all. And then I'm going to give him a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And this is how you share, and then you can designate it to somewhere. But I'm not sharing it. I'm sharing it right now with you all. So let's get into the story. I'm going to push it along because this is when he went to the hospital or something like this. So let's take a look.
Drop of the story. I think we did a nice breakdown of this video the other day. So check that out if you missed it. It was uploaded as a clip. And the clip is probably about 20 minutes. And I'll talk about my feelings towards where he might be justified, and also on the other side of the gate where he might not be justified. I think I gave a very fair take on the situation. But overall, it's one of those things that divides people, divides cultures, divides pieces of America, the country that we live in. Most of us, or most of this demographic, right, on this channel. And more footage has come out about Rodney Hinton. So, I feel like this is a follow-up to the video clip that we uploaded the other day. And just to see him going through the process, moving around with the police as he's in custody, I'll see if there's some reaction we have here for this, but I want to play this for y'all.
Hinton seems a little bit out of it as officers and deputies work to transfer him to the deputies from the neighboring agency.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this hand in a cuff. All right, I'm gonna put this other hand in a cuff.
Now, immediately what he looks like is, it looks like he's uncomfortable, right? It's not just the handcuffs. He looks generally in pain and beat down. I'm not saying that the cops beat the shit out of him. We don't see that. He's got the Band-Aid on. So when we saw the initial video of him in court, when he walked through and he put his chest up and his chin out to the cops as he was walking through, he didn't have no Band-Aid on. So I guess this was early on before he made it to that court appearance. That could have been from the car crash, right? Should I call it a crash? I don't know. I want to be sensitive. I want to be respectful to all parties involved, all families involved, because there's lives lost on both sides of the gate here. And once again, I get deeper into that in that other video, so check that out, y'all. But that could be from the car crash. It's got another joint right there on his arm. That'd be looking like an IV or something like that. Was he in the hospital after the car crash, car accident, car whatever? Damn, I keep trying to be sensitive towards this because I know this is one of them fucking stories, man. But all right, let's keep going.
I'm gonna double lock him, okay?
Somebody said they beat him up at the door.
I gotta watch your ankles as well, sir.
Yeah, what happened to the actual cop?
Yes, ma'am.
You know, that shot his son, that killed his son.
You notice this whole time he's not saying a single word, huh? He don't got nothing to say. He don't got no rap. Not a single word said. Not a hey, it's too tight. Not a can you loosen that a little bit? Hey, where am I going next? Nothing. You don't got nothing to say to these people, huh?
That man's soul is torn apart.
Yeah, he definitely is sounding like he's in some type of pain or something. The way he's making that, he's like grunting and whatnot.
Why he ain't in the wheelchair? Like, why they couldn't even put him in a wheelchair? And I don't even know, like, is he in the hospital?
Or they put a black officer in there too to make it to even try to even it out a little bit. No, he ain't got no rap. He ain't got nothing to say to nobody. Nobody got nothing to say. But at the same time, too, everybody knows that them cops know that there's recordings happening, right? Everybody shut their mouth. We're recording right now.
I think that's the detective.
Got to make it look like a clean, general, regular process, huh?
Possibly. I don't know. That was like his jail. Look, this is daddy's thing. I don't know if he on the wall.
The deputies then load Hinton into the van for the trip to the jail in that neighboring county. It's Claremont County.
Where's the flak jacket? What did that walking out there with no flak jacket?
Face me and sit down on the slide.
What is that that's being blurted out?
Less than an hour later, Rodney Hinton arrives at the jail.
You want to hold yourself up there? I'm going to ask you some questions, all right? You have a serious medical or mental health issue that needs immediate attention?
No words.
Is that a yes or no? Have you recently considered attempted suicide?
No words.
No. You want to hurt yourself or anybody else? No. Currently taking an addictive substance on opioid therapy? Any radiation or chemotherapy the past 6 months? You have a pacemaker? You have anything on you that got your stickers? You have anything on you at all? Okay. We're going to pat you down real quick. Have you ever been here before? No. What all you got going on? I see you got the hospital gown. You're in Claremont County, but in Batavia.
Oh, they said it, the hospital gown. So yeah, that was probably a band-aid on his arm from an IV. He was in the hospital.
And your right foot? We're going to ask you what you ever been
He ain't had no shoes.
You having trouble walking?
Yo, he is still, I'm not talking about physically. He's still fucked up. Emotion, he's fucked up.
He is.
He is fucked up. He don't got no rap for these. He don't got no talk, man.
He's dead in the inside. When they killed his son,
This can't be a one charge. This can't be in the first. There's no premeditation here. He's fucked up.
They killed
his mind is still.
Then he watched the
son.
video.
What do
They
you
watched
expect?
the video.
What do you expect?
He watched the video.
Good. We're going to start taking these restraints off of you. What I'll do, I'll have you put your hands up on the counter, okay?
I need you to lift your left foot up a little bit so I can get this shackle off you.
But they know they're being watched. That's why they ain't all this kindness and stuff. Like, I ain't gonna call it kindness, but they know they being
Even
watched.
shit that hurts. He ain't doing no complaining. Look, he like, ain't nothing. He's like, I ain't giving y'all shit. Wow, man.
Draw on my son.
Wow.
Let's place that hand up there.
How you think the other prisoners are gonna treat him? They ain't gonna treat him like he came in there with an R case or a kid case.
The next morning,
They gonna
Saturday,
get
May
him
3rd,
treatment like he a
deputies took
king.
Rodney Hinton to court to answer to the aggravated murder charge.
Other inmates are gonna treat him like they gonna respond. They're gonna give him a lot of space.
They just ought to.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back this way, sir.
I got 20. Right. And that's what
This is a great point. This is why I wanted to watch this video, because there's a lot of vibes and energy that comes out of seeing. We saw the news reports. We saw the viral clip of him walking and sticking his chin and his chest out at the cops as he walked through and all that. We've seen all of that. But a video like this of him being processed, moving from holdings to holdings, and seeing his reaction, seeing that he doesn't talk, seeing his vibe, it shows a little bit more of his state and why he did what he did, in case there's any doubt, right? So shout out to Sassy, one of our members here. Look at what she just put up in the chat. He know it didn't satisfy the loss. So for him to still be, let's reverse it. If he was satisfied, I think the energy and the vibe of him would be different. I agree with you, Sassy. I agree with you. I think he'd be walking in here and they'd be like, hey man, you got anything on you? Nope, I'm good. I don't got nothing else on me. I'm straight. I think he'd be talking like, or maybe not, because it's still your son. But I just feel like his energy, I agree with you, Sassy. I don't think he's completed from, you can't be completed even if you feel like it was an eye for an eye. But it's not the person allegedly that did the shooting that he hit. So even while he's sitting in jail, he's not going to be fulfilled. He's not. He might remain on edge for the rest of his life. Real talk. Get that man his own cell. The red tunnel that we explain here on this channel, he might live in it for the rest of his years. His son. His fucking son, yo.
Third round to the back of the van for me, please.
So, who is this? Shout out to Double O'Kane. Everybody's incarceration or getting locked up or getting detained experiences are different. You got to remember, some people see jail, some people do a weekend, some people see holdings, some people get put in detective boxes and get interrogated. Some people go to court, get convicted, and go to actual prison under a sentence. Everybody's situation. Some people reside and stay in dormitories. Some people do their time in open spaces. Some people do it on their own. Some people spend a lot of time in confinement. Some people got a bunkie. Two people, like there's a lot of different jail, incarcerated, prison experiences, my man. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna get to talking reckless up here about myself or nothing like that. I respect your comment, right? But be clear. You could be right in certain aspects or in certain places, but there's also a lot of scenarios where he's going to. Anybody ever see that wild? My mind is going to a bugged out reference right now. What the hell was his name? Remember that documentary of the white guy that stabbed the black guy like a million times? One of his partners that was in there with him for some type of fraud. He was in there for something smaller. But he ended up catching all other wild charges. It's a documentary. It was some racist guy, whatever, and he had a beef with this black guy. He kind of got lined up, and then they got to him, and where they caught him, it was just them three. And he's laying on top of him. He stabs him like a million times. Right now, his reputation after that stabbing in the jail went through the roof. the officers and the sergeants in the precinct was saying, or not the precinct, in the prison was saying that other inmates would like send him messages. Hey, tell such and such I said hello. Does he know my name? Or like he was super clouded after that. Well, especially with that racist or white demographic, right? No, your charges will absolutely determine the type of clout you had or have. People sometimes that talk too much, even in holding cells. What you here for? I'm here for child support. What you here for? I'm here for a speeding ticket. What you here for? I'm here for a shooting. Oh, so double. You're right in some situations, as far as like, yeah, anybody could be got. Anybody could get treated like, yo, you got to earn your keep. But your charges, your reputation, etc., or even things that you do in jail will precede you and will clout you up. So think about it. If a large majority of the jail hates police officers and a cop killer comes in there, you come in there with some reputation, my guy. Okay? That's the point that I'm making. I respect your statement. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying there's a whole bigger picture to that of when I'm saying, like, when he gets in there, you know, I'm trying to broaden the conversation on that a little bit. So pardon if when I said that little small comment, you know, but that's the broader topic for y'all. All right, let's get back.
You have to watch yourself getting up there and keep your head down so that you know I'm on the top of the man, okay? Don't see about you once we get you in. Just take your time. I got your back for balance. I got you.
The Cabinets to Go Buy More, Save More sale is going on now.
Hurry in for your free 3D design. Save up to 40%. And start enjoying your new dream kitchen for as low as $143 per month.
Get more wow for less at Cabinets to Go.
Yeah, I'm moving it along.
One more again.
Yeah, so
It sounds like going to be gone forever.
That was before he came to court. So we had before he came to court, after the incident in the hospital, you know, before that, the hitting, now in the courthouse. Now let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the good stuff, and then we about to be finished. Again, you hear me? This stuff ain't no fair stuff to report, though. I'm not gonna lie. This is not fair stuff you can do here, you know. So thank you all that watched, and we just keep in the brace of what's happening here. And the thing is for us to keep our heads, and not get upset. We're not doing a Rodney King and none of that. Like I said, I repeat, we got to get legislation changed, which means when you do not pay your car note, car dealerships do not get to call in and say that it is stolen and start all this. Because honestly, and when they do that and they catch you, you honestly can get a grand auto theft charge too. So we got to stop them from doing that. That's bullshit, okay? So we got to stop that. And we have to get to know who these chief of police and these prosecutors are and write them letters and try to teach them some human decency and that they have to start doing better. That boy back was turned and it was no reason for him to be dead. And now his father has to go through all of this. Now let's get to this last video and then we'll be closing it out. Hold on. Hold on. I got too much. Hold on. All right, hold on. Hold on. The last one. Now, this is the Black Panthers movement holds armed rally to support Rodney Hinton Jr., who faces death penalty. So let's see what they out here doing.
Law says they got immunity.
And I'm gonna say this out in Ohio. Ohio, they fighting back in Ohio. I give Ohio mad respect. Come on.
They're not immune anymore. And Rodney King is sending the message and had the courage to carry out that which we got in our minds and didn't have the courage. But I'm telling you, we're saying he ain't standing by himself. Can I get an amen? Amen. And see, now, they say that they are going to use their justice system because they are concerned and they might want to kill Rodney for avenging his son. We're here to say no, sir. No, sir. Now, you do that, yeah, other things are going to happen. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. It's our house. Whose house? Whose house? Whose house? Whose house? Say his name. Rodney Hinton. 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 And we're not going to only say his name, we're going to protect his body. Don't kill that man. Did y'all hear what I said? No, it ain't going to be a race war. It's going to be against the system. Because you got people that look like me and you that's in the system doing the same damn thing. Break down. Who? What? Break down. Who? Break down. Who? What? 2 times. Break down. Whose house? Whose house? Whose house? Who's got the power? We got the power. Who's got the power? We got the power. Who's got the power? We got the power. Say his name. Rodney Hinton. Say his name. Rodney Hinton. Say his name. Rodney Hinton. Now watch this. Watch this. The whole world know who Rodney Hinton Jr. is. We done seen this picture. We done seen him on the TVs. The whole world know who his father is and what he did. The whole world know the police officer that he killed. Has anybody out here, all these thousands of people, have anybody seen the shooter? No. Do we have the shooter's name? No. Do we see the shooter's face? No. Is he plastered all over our TVs? No. Is that by mistake? No. Who's got the power? We got the power. Who's got the power? We got the power. That's why we out here today demanding answers, demanding transparency. What we doing? Fight back. 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 365. Yes, sir. Kill it. That's what we gonna do. Hey. Let them know. We don't kill. We don't get nothing done. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. Black power. Black power.
Now, he said, ain't that some bullshit though? They will not release who the shooter is. He is not underage. He is not underage, and people have the right to know who the shooter is. Why is he under protection? That's what they say. You do the crime, you do the time. I don't think it's right. Release his name. So that's 3 things. His name needs to be released. Just like Rodney Hinton Jr. life is at jeopardy because of a fallen police officer. Well, we get this other one get protected and he don't. No, it's on and popping now. Let's keep going. Trying to write some notes.
And we ain't having nothing else. God bless you. God keep you. May heaven continue to smile upon you. Big power! Who's got the power? We got the power. Who's got the power? We got the power. Who's got the power? We got the power. Y'all know what we're doing tonight? We fighting back. Stand up for our rights. Y'all know what we're doing right now? We fighting back. What we doing? 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 Whose house? Whose house? Whose house? Who's got the power? We got the power. Who's got the power? We got the power. Who's got the power? We got the power. You know they upstairs looking at you. You know they upstairs looking at you. Show them what the power looks like. We don't care. You know they got more prayers going on in that building right there than they're doing in the church house. Break down. Power. Break down. Power. 2 times. Break down. Guess what? Guess what? Rule number 1. Always look up. Because guess what? They looking at you. Always look up at the drones. Because they're looking at you. They're the drones. They know what we look like. But we have no idea what they look like. It's time to fight back. What we need to do? Fight back. Tonight, what we doing? Fight back. Today, what we doing? Fight back. Tomorrow, what we doing? Fight back. Whose streets? Our streets. Say his name. Rodney Hinton. Say his name. Say his name. Yeah, you know, we're gonna put some respect on it. Y'all not put respect on it, it's 3 words. Bow, bow, bow. 3 words. Say his name. Put some respect on it. Say his name. Put some respect on it. Say his name. Put some respect on it. Put some respect on it. Put some respect on it. Break down. Power. 2 times, break down. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. Whose house? 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 Yeah.
We are here to support Rodney Hinton. Anytime that there is loss of life, we are concerned. But when there's loss of life and people get away with loss of life, we're saying that we understand why there's loss of life when there's loss of life, especially when it's your son.
You know, some people they're
trying to say that Rodney's crazy. He ain't crazy. He's upset. He's in love with his son. He's in love with his son. He does not want his son or to have lost his son like his son was lost. There was no need for that young man to have the solution of him running from the police for whatever reason. There was no reason for him to be gunned down. Having a gun in America is legal. But it seems like if you are a black man in America, and you don't even have to be a man, you can be a child. Have a toy gun. Tamir Rice had a toy gun. You can get shot down. And the police can get away with it. See, that may be legal, but it ain't right. And so we're dealing with a higher power. Our God says, no, we put you down here to do what's right. And if legality does not line up with what's right, then you do what's right. That's going to open the pearly gates to get you into heaven. And so that's what we're in.
The Black Panther Archery Corps is the Black Panther Party's only crossbow archery unit. We basically support the Black Panther Party with 2 missions that I cannot go over right now. During peacetime, we support with security details, like today. What else? Archery Corps' headquarters is located out of Columbus, Ohio, but we're down here because we got the word.
Obviously, you have some people who exercise their Second Amendment with firearms. You have sort of a different approach. Can you talk about literally the value of crossbows?
Well, one, you don't need a license. Two, you don't need to register. And three, even a brother or sister with a felony conviction can own a crossbow. So, all you brothers and sisters out there who got felony convictions and you want to help out, the Black Panther Archery Corps is for you.
Going forward, you'll be supportive of at least a full review and so forth of what happened?
I am leaning.
I'm taking that up. I'm taking that up because I like archery anyway. I'm taking that up.
Into the 3 concurrent investigations that are going. We have 3 in this city. So we have CCA, we have the prosecutor, and we have internal. So we're leaning into those. We're waiting to see preliminary review of the video footage. We're looking at all of that. It's all to be reviewed. We do not have all of the facts yet, and so we are awaiting them. But what we have seen thus far are per the collaborative agreement spot on.
Well, do you feel confident, Iris, that the level of protest and frustration, in my phrase, it's been measured to a degree, I mean, until all the facts come out, but that could always change in the next hour.
Yeah, but you got to know people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We've been saying it. I've been saying it for the past 25 years when things occur. And in other cities where you don't see this level of agreement, that nothing happens. And so then when one thing happens and everybody feels, that, and so we support freedom of speech. We know we need help here, but I want them to know what the help on and what the support with.
This is for Ryan Hinton.
There you go. Ready?
You wonder why people cry, fuck the police. All cops are bastards, no justice, no peace. Well, the people are tired, they can't get no release. They ain't safe in their beds, they ain't safe in their streets. They ain't safe in their beds, they ain't safe in their streets.
Fuck the police.
Get it! The dumpster that he hid between ran for his life, but he died on the scene. And they fired 5 rounds like it was routine. Poor Ryan Hinton was only 18. Yeah, Ryan Hinton, he was only 18. Hey. Yeah. Brianna was murdered at home in her bed. Toledo's hands were up above his head. I can't breathe, the last words Garner said. And they knelt on Floyd's neck until he was dead. Yeah, they knelt on Floyd's neck until he was dead. Well, to kill with impunity, isn't it odd? In a nation where murder has been outlawed. Yeah, a badge and a gun, it don't make you a god. This system is rigged, it isn't just flawed. This system is rigged, it isn't just flawed.
So, fuck the police! Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Fuck the police!
Well, the list is too long if it's only one name, but it runs on and on through America's veins. Don't make no excuse, don't try to explain. Yeah, we all know the power they kill to maintain. We all know the power they kill to maintain.
Fuck the police! I said, fuck the police! Fuck the police! I said, fuck the police!
So you wonder why people say fuck the police. All cops are bastards, no justice, no peace. Well, the people are tired, they can't get no relief. They ain't safe in their beds, they ain't safe in their streets. They ain't safe in their beds, they ain't safe in their streets.
Let's go! Ain't safe in these streets. Let's go! Ain't safe in these streets. Fuck the police. Don't fuck the police. Fuck the police. Don't fuck the police. Fuck the police. Don't fuck the police. Fuck the police. Yeah! Hey!
And that was good. I actually like that song. I like that unity. Okay. That was the last video for today. Yes. So I like what they're doing out there, and they're keeping their heads. And it's a lot of other stuff that has to happen. So like legislation, getting these rules changed, making this happen. They haven't even disclosed who the shooter actually was. But we can continue to do it. We just have to think and have our heads screwed on right. Now, I can come back later with some more suggestions. But right now, I'm overwhelmed myself. But I can leave away with that song. I might get my son to remix that. So we'll see. We might have a surprise for you. But let's keep our heads. Let's constantly strategize on how we shall overcome, and we shall. And this government can't be trusted. And I just did the real ID before that. Like, they always want to tell you something to do, but they don't never want to do right. On that note, I'm going to say good night. Y'all got a 2 for 2 today. I did 2. And this I did 2. There's 2 hours on this one. I did like 3 hours a day. All right. And it was good. It was good. And it's more to come. It's more to come. They never stop. All right. Bye. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow, and maybe I won't. I'm not even too sure. But be sure to share. Definitely share that information about the real ID. Stop running every time they say go do something. Stop running. Like, yes, a mess. I'm going to go do it. I'm talking to all folks, and all the white folks and different folks that's out there standing with the black folks. I appreciate you. It's called human decency and equality and all of that type of stuff. So no way am I prejudiced in any kind of way. So you hear me talk about blackness because I'm black. And I live in a black world, and I face a lot of these challenges all the time. And all my kids is black, and everybody in my family, we black. Okay? But I'm for humanity at the same time. But I don't know nothing but blackness. But so I want to thank those ones and everyone that's listening out there. If you standing on the side of that prejudice stuff, like, oh, you nigger this and all of them Karens or whatever you want to call it, skinheads and all the people that can't stand black folks, stay from around me. I stay from around you. But all the white folks, because I got white friends and all kinds of stuff, and I mean it. I'm not just saying it like, oh, I know black folks, I got black friends. None of that. No, I know some white people that's cool. There's some people ain't got time for that foolishness no more. It's over with. So when we all can come together, because at the end of the day, we, the people, has the power. We are the economy. It's not just the black people. We are part of the economy, but all of us are. All of us are. Let's stop letting them control us. It's time that we take control. And I'm going to just let it go with that because I am tired now. Can you believe that? I'm tired. And I'm a bit hungry. All right. I will see y'all again. Thank you and have a blessed day. Bye. Keep your head up. We got this.